Hello, my name is Ralf Grösel. I am Duotone Kiteboarding designer, and together with Marian, Hund and Aaron Hadlow, we are going to show you how to set up your bar in a perfect way. We are spending hundreds of hours to get the kites to the perfection in terms of the trim. But without a 100% correct bar, it's not possible to get the flying sensation we have intended. We have been using Dyneema lines since many years, and Dyneema is the ideal material for our purpose. However, Dyneema and all other sort of materials like steel or wood or any other kind of plastic has the tendency to shrink or elongate. Dyneema is perfect because the elongation itself or the shrinkage is very small. For next season we have been improving the lines in a way that the overall shrink is reduced by 50%. However, it does happen that the lines are not equal. And we will show you exactly how to adjust the bar to ensure that the lines are 100% correct.
We're so specific with our lines and getting them in the correct lengths because even half a centimeter, I'm feeling it out. If it's half a centimeter shorter on one side, when I'm on the water, I'm really not comfortable. I need them to be really exact. But this is also translated into the front and rear lines. It's not how you think. Actually, the rear lines are becoming shorter. So we're always measuring it before we go on a session just to check the differences and how much is changing and making the correct adjustments so everything's set up perfectly. Our new Flight 99 lines have been a massive improvement. For me personally, I'm feeling that the kite and the feeling in the bar is so much more direct, and I have so much more feeling where the kite exactly is in the window. And for kite loops, the turn is initiating much quicker. So for me, I feel like this is a real improvement. And we have specifically been designing and improving and testing these kites on these lines so that the combination between the two and all the new models from 2021 onwards are as good as possible.
It's really about the details. Keep in mind that like 1% shrinkage means 24 centimeters in the end, and that pretty much makes the kite unsteerable. And still like 0.1% means like 2.4 centimeters, which is still a lot. So please guys, before you go in the water, just make sure your bars are right to get the right sensation on the water.
It's extremely common in the car industry, for example, that when you develop a high-class car, let's say a GT model, this car is always designed and trimmed together with the right set of tires. And this is absolutely the same as we do. The lines and the kites have to be one unit.
When you first get your bar out of the bag, all the lines will be equal in length when your bar is clicked up to full power. After one session at least, the rear lines are actually becoming shorter, and over 4 or 5 sessions, when your bar is finally bedded in, you should notice about a difference of 3 to 4 centimeters between the front and rear lines. This is how we're setting up and testing the kites to work all the time.
Also, one very important information. We're developing the kites on 4 lines only. Means for you, if you want to have the perfect result, fly your kites on 4 lines. If you're still using a 5th line bar, make sure there's absolutely no tension on the 5th line. The 5th line tends to shrink because there's almost no tension on it. It can shrink up to 15 centimeters, which makes that very well-known McDonald's M in the kite. We quickly show you how to prepare your lines correctly.
If you want to control and measure your bar, ensure that the lines are in line with the wind.
When you're checking the bar, make sure you're fully clicked and on full power, and that the chicken loop is on full power as well.
Separate the front and the rears. We will start to measure with the front lines. Aaron is going to hold on the bar. That's extremely important because we need some tension on it to see if the lines are absolutely equal. Also, sometimes it's better to change and to swap the bridles from the left hand to the right hand, because normally on the right hand you're a bit stronger, and that makes you feel that some of the lines are not equal tensioned. Important is that you measure the end points and not the connection between the pigtail and the line itself. Now we are going to measure if the back lines are equal. Aaron is holding the leader lines together to ensure that we can only measure the line itself. As well, put some tension on it and control the endpoints. Once we control front and back lines individually, we are checking the difference between front and rear. Maximum difference between the front and the back lines should be 3 to 4 centimeters. Remember, the back lines will be shorter.
When we're measuring the rear lines, we're grabbing above the floaters together and putting the rear lines in line, so we're just measuring the lines alone.
If you want to do slight adjustments in the line length, just please don't do knots into the Dyneema line. It will decrease the strength by a minimum 50%.
If you find that your lines are out by around a centimeter or less, just a small adjustment, you can always try to stretch the shorter line back into position. So by doing this, you could get like a screwdriver, or in this instance, I'm just going to grab the safety leash, hook it round, and with someone on the other side of the bar, just give it quite a pull. And this should generally give you the extra bit of length you need to get them equal again.
If you really have to do bigger changes, you can always change the pigtails. There are quite a few pigtails coming with the bar. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That was our first episode of the testing team. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some useful information out of it. Enjoy these lovely autumn days here in Europe, here in the north of Germany. We have some pretty sick conditions at the moment, and we just captured all the shots for the Mega Loop tutorial, which will be up next. So make sure to subscribe and see you in the next episode.